It was just a quiet afternoon, that kind of strange, eerie calm in the air. Inside a house in Mississippi, a mother named Ashley was going through her teenage daughter Carly's room. Maybe she was worried, maybe just curious. Then, out of nowhere, a gunshot echoed through the house. Then two more. In a matter of seconds, Carly, her daughter, had done something unimaginable. Now, Carly wasn't just any teenager. She was that smart, charismatic girl who seemed like she was on track for something great. She even skipped a grade, was top of her class, and everyone thought she was just exceptional. Her mom, Ashley, was her biggest fan, always looking out for her. Like any mother, she wanted Carly's future to be nothing less than amazing. But behind that picture-perfect image, Ashley had her own struggles. Carly's father, Kevin, was a volatile man with serious issues: alcohol, drugs, and even diagnosed bipolar disorder. He'd been abusive, leaving Ashley with the kind of scars you don't just forget. And finally, one night, she'd had enough. She took Carly and left, hoping to start a better, safer life for them both. Ashley eventually remarried a guy named Heath Smiley, and Carly found her rhythm, winning awards at her new school. But you know how these stories go. Just when you think things are stable, there's always a twist. So Carly starts changing. At first, it's little things. Her mom, Ashley, probably chalked it up to teenage rebellion. But in 7th grade, she gets expelled for bringing a Swiss Army knife to school. Nobody really knows why she did it, and she never gave a clear answer. But that was the first real red flag, a sign that maybe there was more going on under the surface. A few years later, Carly's enrolled at Northwest Rankin High School in Flowood, Mississippi, the same school where her mom teaches math. To everyone around her, Carly seems like she's doing well. But the very next year, things take a dark turn. She starts using marijuana and vaping to manage her growing anxiety and depression. At first, it seems harmless, maybe even helpful. But when you look closer at what she wrote, the picture starts to change. Lines like, "There is no God. Heaven and hell aren't real. You don't need family." And then, the one that sticks out the most: "It's okay to be evil." Eventually, Ashley decides it's time to get Carly some professional help. She takes her to a therapist named Rebecca Kirk. Kirk describes Carly as wrestling with a lot of heavy issues, but she was making some progress, at least that's how it seemed. Kirk even put her on antidepressants like Zoloft and Lexapro to help manage her mental health. At March 19th, 2024, Carly had a fight with a friend, something heated. Her friend actually went to Ashley's classroom to tell her he was worried about Carly. Said she was acting strange, trying drugs, and even writing disturbing things. It wasn't just teenage rebellion. It was something deeper, something dark. When they got home that day, Ashley went straight to Carly's room, looking for any sign of what Carly might be hiding. What she found were vape pens, not much by itself, but enough to confirm her suspicions. But while Ashley was in her daughter's room, Carly was somewhere else in the house, somewhere dangerous. Carly had snuck into Ashley's room and taken the .357 Magnum her mother kept for protection. Calm as ever, she made her way back down the hall. In a house that had once been a safe haven, something horrific was about to happen. And just like that, the life Ashley had built, the home she'd tried to create, was destroyed. Carly calmly hid the security camera, as if she'd thought it all out beforehand, then messaged friends on her phone like nothing had happened. She even used her mom's phone to text her stepfather pretending to be Ashley. One of Carly's friends, already worried, showed up at the house. When she got there, Carly greeted her, asking a chilling question. "Have you ever seen a dead body?" And when her friend asked what Carly planned to do next, Carly said she was saving the last bullet for Heath. A few minutes later, Heath gets home, unaware of what's waiting. He steps through the door and Carly's shot rings out. Shot missed. Instead of hitting anything vital, the bullet grazes Heath's shoulder, sparing him serious harm. In that instant, Heath lunges forward, wrestling for control of the gun, and he manages to wrench it out of her hands.
Have you ever heard Carly scream like that before?
No.
But Carly doesn't resist. She lets the gun fall, then bolts, sprinting out the door with a friend who'd been lurking in the backyard. With adrenaline surging, Heath manages to grab his phone and call 911.
Can you tell me what your son's wearing? Hey, I need you to talk to me. What is your son wearing?
He was in jeans and a grayish t-shirt. She's got short brownish hair.
So, jeans, a gray t-shirt, short brown hair.
She ran into the backyard. I tried to follow her. She jumped the fence and ran. She shot me in the neck. It's okay.
Does she still have the gun?
It's on the kitchen counter. I think there's one live round left in it. I opened the cylinder. I went in the back door. She tried to shoot me.
I need some gloves.
Keith tells the officers that Carly put the gun on the kitchen table and ran away. Within minutes, more officers arrive at the scene, searching the house until they finally discover Ashley's body.
That's mom. Yeah.
She's been shot twice in the face and once under her chin. At this point, the police still didn't know whether Carly had another gun with her. Heath was taken to the hospital, and the police continued searching for Carly. Just a few hours later, Carly was found less than a mile from their house and was arrested. Carly was charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder, and her bail was set at $1 million, keeping her in custody.
Handcuffed, pipe swing, look. Let me see him step out real quick for me. It's a GSR, it's shot. Which hand did you shoot with?
Okay.
Which hand did you shoot with? Alright.
Is that okay?
I don't know, baby. I can't talk to you about
Officer, here.
Before her first court appearance, the prosecution team offered Carly and her lawyers a plea deal for a 40-year prison sentence. Her legal team hoped that, given her underage status and difficult past, they might be able to reduce her prison time or even have her acquitted. So they rejected the offer, taking Carly's case to trial. Let's enter the courtroom. It's September 16, 2024, and we're here to find out where this case is headed and what will unfold. The atmosphere in the courtroom is tense. Ashley's parents and Carly's stepfather are present, and seeing their reactions and body language helps us understand the story from every angle. This way, we can get a complete view of what happened. First, let's turn to the state prosecutor, Catherine White Newman, and hear her summary of the case.
We're here because on March the 19th, 2024, Carly rode to school with her mother that day. Ashley was a school teacher at Northwest Rankin, taught geometry. Carly was in the 10th grade. You'll hear that morning, she got in a little altercation with one of her friends, cussed him out. But what you'll hear, ladies and gentlemen, from the testimony of this friend is that he was so worried about Carly's use of smoking marijuana, and so worried about her being high, and so worried about her having these burner phones that her mom didn't know about. You'll hear from him that he did in fact tell Miss Smiley. You'll hear that when they get inside the house, it's only their two dogs, Ashley Smiley and Carly Gregg. You'll hear testimony that Ashley then goes into Carly's room. While Ashley is in her room, that Carly's still outside. At some point, Ashley finds what law enforcement believe to be the 4 boxes that contain vape pens. Testimony will be that we believe she carried them from Carly's room to her bedroom, went back to search in Carly's room. The evidence will show that almost immediately upon Carly coming inside the house, that she walks straight to her parents' bedroom, that she goes straight to her mom's side of the bed and removes a .357 Magnum from under the mattress. We believe the testimony will be that then she concealed that .357 Magnum behind her back. As she walked through the kitchen, she peeks her head around. We believe the testimony will show that she peeks her head around the kitchen to make sure that her mom hasn't come out of her bedroom. We believe the evidence will then show that she walked with that .357 Magnum behind her back, walked in to her own bedroom, and then fired 3 shots into her mother, killing her.
Now let's turn to Carly's defense team. In court, her attorneys focused on a few key arguments. First, they aimed to prove that Carly was mentally ill and didn't fully understand what she was doing, positioning her as a victim herself, a tactic often used in criminal cases to seek exoneration. Second, they worked to show that the relationship between this mother and daughter was wonderful and that they genuinely cared for each other. Carly was also portrayed as an exemplary student, always striving to make her mother and stepfather proud.
We believe the evidence will show that there were 3 victims on March 19th. Ashley Smiley, Heath Smiley, and Carly Smiley. And Carly Gregg. That they were all 3 victims. We believe the evidence will show that Carly had been suffering from a mental illness, that Carly was not aware on March 19th.
One of the pivotal moments in the courtroom came when the prosecutors played Heath's 911 call. During this time, Carly began to cry, a reaction that could have been a genuine emotional response to the pressure, or perhaps an attempt to play the victim role.
Calm down. What's your name? Okay, calm down for me. Give me your name again. Heath Smiley. Heath Smiley? Yes, sir. All right, mister, what's your phone number you calling me from? Did she hit you? Yeah, I got hit in the neck a little bit. Okay, so it grazed your neck? Yes, sir. All right, and what's her name? Carly Gregg. She was screaming something at me I couldn't understand. Okay, just calm down for me. We got everybody headed. She what? She killed her mom. She killed her mom? Yeah, that's what I'm screaming about. Where's the mom?
The next person to take the stand is Carly's therapist, Ms. Kirk, whom Carly had been seeing to address her issues. In my opinion, Ms. Kirk's testimony is one of the most crucial in this trial, as her words could either validate or challenge the defense's claims about Carly's mental state. So let's listen closely.
Well, anytime that a person's prescription meds change, you need them to be very concerned about side effects, feelings of suicide, things of that sort. And so I wanted to follow up and make sure she wasn't experiencing negative reactions regarding that.
You also said that nor did she appear different from any other sessions, nor emotionally unstable or dysregulated. Can you talk about what that means?
Yes, just kind of basically what we said, that was on the first part of each of my sessions. Like, she seemed very oriented to time and space and didn't seem to have erratic speech, loud speech, to be overly angry or overly happy, just, a normal situation, observance of her.
Ms. Kirk testified that she had never seen Carly as a serious threat and didn't believe her anger would escalate to such violent actions. After this, we come to another crucial point previously discussed: Carly's personal notes. Prosecutor Newman highlighted these writings, presenting them as evidence that Carly posed a real threat to society. On the other hand, the defense argued the exact opposite, that these writings indicated severe mental health struggles Carly was facing, which they believe should be grounds for leniency. This brings us to a key question. Should Carly's notes be taken as evidence of a dangerous mindset, or do they reflect a troubled person in need of help? Let us know your thoughts on each of these points in the comments. Let's now hear from Heath, Carly's stepfather and the fortunate survivor of this tragic event. Heath shares his perspective, stating that Carly was always Ashley's top priority, no matter the circumstances.
They loved each other so much. She just, everything she did, she planned out for Carly and around Carly.
Tell us about yours and Carly's relationship before March 19, 2024.
We were always good. We laughed and played and messed around, loved video games, and took her to karate stuff until she kind of got tired of that, and she started going to guitar practice weekly, so I was taking her to that every week. We got along great.
Despite caring for Carly like his own daughter and always supporting her, Heath gave an honest testimony, sharing everything he knew about the incident. Carly was reportedly suffering from anxiety and depression. The psychiatrist revealed that Carly had previously written in her journal about speaking out loud to one of the voices in her head.
I think I had a psychotic break earlier. The whole ordeal was quite silly. I actually spoke with one of the voices in my head. Well, I didn't hear them until earlier today, but I only do then. My particular friend and I were practically screaming, bloodthirstily and ravenously. Thank God, physical confrontation was not, and I think it's fruitively, possible. I sound crazy. And then she goes on to say, I need to get back into the habit of journaling, that think it's good. I haven't quite decided if I'll bring this stupid thing to Mrs. Kirk, her therapist, tomorrow, but I can't decide! Exclamation mark.
Dr. Clark's testimony painted Carly as a troubled teenager suffering from anxiety, depression, an eating and sleeping disorder, and bipolar II disorder. She had been using marijuana frequently, and her medication was recently switched from Zoloft to Lexapro. According to Dr. Clark, these factors combined with her mental health struggles made it possible that Carly wasn't fully aware of her actions at the time of the crime. Naturally, such statements could sway the jury's perception, making them consider Carly as someone who didn't fully understand the gravity of her actions. But how reliable are these claims? To balance this, the forensic psychiatrist, Dr. Jason Pickett, presented a starkly different perspective. He questioned the authenticity of Carly's journal entries, describing them as potentially theatrical and fabricated.
If you could tell, ladies and gentlemen, what's on the very first page of one of the journals and or sketchbooks or scratch pads from Miss Gregg's room?
It says water, fire, earth, air. Water, fire, earth, air. Water, fire, earth, air. Fire is circled, and it says, I choose fire. It is powerful, beautiful, and deadly. These are the traits I desire, so I choose fire! Exclamation mark.
Regarding her claims of hearing voices, Dr. Pickett noted that Carly had never mentioned this to anyone. Not her therapist, not her family, nor anyone else, except Dr. Clark. He suggested that Carly might have made these claims as part of a strategic defense. Dr. Pickett further argued that Carly exhibited deep narcissistic tendencies, harbored dark thoughts, and was not bipolar. He firmly believed that Carly was fully aware of her actions during the crime and consciously carried out the murder. After hearing from all sides, the court proceedings drew to a close with prosecutor Catherine White Newman delivering a powerful closing statement. She reiterated her earlier points, emphasizing Carly's dangerous mindset and referencing the beliefs Carly had written down, such as, "You don't need family. It's okay to be evil." Newman urged the jury to consider Carly a serious threat to society and requested a life sentence without the possibility of parole. Throughout the trial, Carly displayed a wide range of emotions, from calm and composed to moments of intense crying. Her demeanor shifted dramatically, especially when she realized she might spend the rest of her life behind bars, breaking down in tears. On Friday, September 20th, 2024, the jury returned to the courtroom with their verdict. Carly was found guilty of first-degree murder, attempted murder, tampering with evidence for destroying one of the home's security cameras. The court sentenced Carly to 2 consecutive life terms plus an additional 10 years for tampering with evidence. All sentences were without the possibility of parole. Upon hearing her sentence, Carly broke down in tears and became so distraught that she had to be escorted out of the courtroom. However, when she returned, she appeared oddly calm, even smiling as if nothing had happened. If this story kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that will leave you questioning everything. And for a case that's even more unsettling, click here to uncover the chilling truth behind one man's dark secrets.